last year was so different.
Yeah.
With like all the rate hikes, you know,
Sure.
such a different year. And I think it was so emotionally charged for clients and consumers. So that was challenging.
Thank you for driving down from
Yes,
Fredericksburg today.
thanks.
Top agent in Fredericksburg. I mean, we're either one or two up there. I think it's one. I think I saw you on Real Trends as one.
Yeah, so the team was number one on Real Trends in
awesome.
Fredericksburg. I was so excited.
Congratulations.
We were number 5 in the state for transactions for large teams for everybody, and then number 6 for volume. So I really had no expectations. I got tagged in it. That's the only reason why I looked.
Didn't even know about it.
I didn't because last year was such a focus on other things.
Yeah.
And obviously the number one focus is always on our clients and on making sure that we reach their goals. So that obviously was number 1. But then we had a huge transition that I was working on with starting the brokerage. So there were so many other focuses last year that until I got tagged, I thought, oh, well, let me look. And then when I saw it, I was just so excited. I mean, the team worked so hard. Last year was so different. With like all the rate hikes, such a different year. And I think it was so emotionally charged for clients and consumers. So that was challenging. So I'm really excited.
I get it. And it was a little different for you guys because I believe you went and started your own brokerage last year, right? Tell me about that.
Yes, thank you. So November 30th, that was our day. We launched November 30th. I was really working on it behind the scenes for most of the year. It's not something you can just throw together.
Exactly.
And I was with my former brokerage for 20 years, and they were the most amazing partners and supporters. And so it was a really long, hard, thought out decision to do it. But it was the right time. I really wanted to be hyper local. I felt like there was so much that we brought to the table as an independent brokerage. A lot of the team are natives of Fredericksburg, in the surrounding areas, and the others who have come in have been there for quite some time. I wanted to offer a totally new digital marketing piece that I wanted to bring into it. And so it was the right time.
That's awesome. So tell us about the name, the meaning behind it, all of it. Yeah.
Sure. So we're Porch and Stable Realty. And I really wanted it to be a combination of everything, of what we specialize in. And, the residential market is our primary market, and so Porch really signifies that. And I think, we always try to bring a warmth and personalization to every single transaction. I really feel like we're great at customizing it. And so to me, that's what kind of the porch signifies, right, in a home. And then stable, that was super exciting for me. That certainly brings in the farm and land division. We've had a farm and land division. It's something that we're really focusing on right now and really bringing to the table for our clients. I'm an equestrian. I've been riding since I was 4 years old. And so I do think that, having that background brings such an important expertise to the table.
I mean, it matters.
It matters.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to tell anyone about a farm or anything. I've never, it's truly to understand everything about it.
Right. Well, and people who are looking for a farm typically care more about the farm than the house. And not everybody understands that. If you're in a regular, agent capacity and you don't have that background, it's kind of hard to know what that consumer is really looking for. And, almost all of my equestrian or farm or livestock clients, regardless of what they are, they really care more about the functionality of the land, where it is, how much cleared land do they have, just whether they're going to have horses there, cows, whatever it is. So I feel like we really bring a lot to the table with that. So that was the stable part. We can help both humans find housing, we can find livestock find housing. So we wanted to bring it all together.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I love the brand. I love the look and feel. You and I were hanging out recently at the Video Power Conference. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
That was great.
Yeah, so fun.
And we were able to sit next to each other.
I know, that was nice.
and then I guess you're on the podcast. But we were talking about just creative marketing ideas. And I loved one idea you had, which was because you've been riding horses your whole life. I think you have a gorgeous horse you were thinking about touring farms and homes with, right? Tell us about that.
So it's just something that's come about because it's the right timing. I have finally the horse that I can do it with, that is so quiet, and he's just really regal looking, but more than anything else, I can pretty much do anything I want with him. My youngest son actually has been driving our truck and trailer, so now I have transportation.
There you go.
Where
nice.
we can make it efficient, because that's always something that we're trying to do in our businesses. So I just feel like it's going to give such a different perspective. It's the way any home, whether it's a regular single family residence, whether it's a farm, is what does your life look like living there, right? That's really what people want to know and what connects them to a property. So to me, the more I thought about it, whether it's land, whether it's even a place, it doesn't have to have a stable or some place that a horse actually has to be, but if there's land, then I want to go tour it and show it from a different perspective.
I love it. I think it's great.
I'm excited.
I was just on the phone 30 minutes ago with Christina Davis, who connected us.
Yes, she did.
She reminded me of that. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So thank you, Christina. Shout out to Christina. But yeah, no, and she was like, oh my God, I love that idea. It's so smart. And I agree. It's one of those, I think we said on the call, it's one of those things you can't not see. Like if you see someone riding a horse, you're like, what is going on here? You have to stop and pay attention to it.
Right.
And so that's really cool. And then, hey, you haven't done this yet, right?
Right. No, so we have our first one that we're going to be doing it with this month. So I'm really excited for that. And I think it's going to catch on where people can see that it will make a difference in how these properties are exposed, who's seeing them, where you see them.
Sure.
Because obviously you want to get in front of the largest audience that you can.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to get it up and going. I've got some really great ideas and it's also going to be fun.
That's awesome. Well, you flip houses. You do quite a bit, and you're flipping a farm you're currently. And tell me about the whole situation.
So my husband was in law enforcement for 15 years. We definitely lived that lifestyle for a very long time. And as he was deciding to get out of that profession, we had always known we were going to go into real estate together. He has a huge construction background. So when the time was right, we just decided to go for it. And so we started Cherry Taylor Homes. And so what we've been doing is, obviously purchasing homes that need to be renovated, need to be fixed up. We've been holding them and renting them. Yeah. And so that has actually provided me such hands-on experience and knowledge by doing, right? Like,
for your investors, you can tell them the good, bad, and ugly of what it's like. Are these Airbnb rentals and stuff like that?
So all of them are single-family rentals. Okay. So we haven't done Airbnb with any of them.
Oh, okay.
We're literally just doing our regular, and it's been wonderful because we've had some long-term tenants. We've had tenants that we've known. We've had tenants that we don't know. It's been such a fulfilling thing for us, but it's also, like I said, just given me so much hands-on knowledge that I can really help our investors. Yeah. Certainly helping the girls on the team. So many people want to do this, and it is such a great, financial investment in your future. Yeah. I'm not a stocks and bonds kind of girl. That's not my expertise by any stretch, but I do know real estate, so that's how we've decided to.
How many years and how many homes have you done?
So we have 10 homes right now.
Nice.
And we've been doing it for about 5, going on 6 years now.
That's awesome.
The farm was kind of our latest renovation.
Yeah.
We have a lot of renovations to do in the home. We've been doing some stuff outside. It's also a venue.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, so we have weddings,
I did hear
we
that.
have receptions,
Nice.
we have parties, we have vendor fairs. We have a wedding coming up in 2 weeks, so we're really excited for that.
That's awesome.
So this is kind of a new type of flip for us, which is also, we have a design to sell program, and that's actually where we help our clients renovate their homes to sell. A lot of times you can just leave money on the table going as is. So instead we come in and we know the bare minimum of what they would need to do to appeal to the most amount of people. Course. And so that design to sell program has been really successful. Yeah. It usually takes us about 2 weeks at the most. We come in, we obviously get estimates and discuss with the clients what they would make without doing it, what they could make with doing it. We haven't had anybody net under 5 figures with doing it. It's been really successful.
I love it. And you guys cover the costs through the program up front, and then they get paid back when the house is sold.
Correct.
I think it's a brilliant program. I'm familiar with the Curbio guys. I don't know if you do it with them or if you have another partner.
No, so we do it ourselves.
You do it yourselves. That's impressive.
It's in-house.
Yeah.
So it's called Design to Sell. That's our company that does it. And I feel like what we bring to the table with it, because there's so many great programs like you mentioned out there. For me, we are realtors. We're in and out of the house every day. So I don't go in and tell everybody that we need to renovate everything. Sure. Because we don't. Yeah. And certain price points, certain locations.
That makes a lot of sense.
It really does, because there are certain things that one home may have to have done that another does not. But a consumer may feel like, well, I'm hearing I should always do this or I should always do that. Yeah. And then they're sinking money into something that they're not going to get a return on.
Sure.
So we're really excited for that. And now, I'm bringing that into the farming section too, because farms, there are certain things that are going to be way more important than others when you're trying to sell. And it's not easy. We have 46 acres. It is not easy, taking care of that and all of your animals and everything everything else that you have to do, and you want to make the most that you can when you sell. So what are some things that we can do to help raise that profit?
What are some things on farms? So when I drive by farms, knowing nothing about them at all, the one thing I'm always appealed to is like the white fences that they set up.
Yeah, you brought up the most.
So I don't know if that's something that's important.
Fencing is so huge. That to me is one of the most important things because it's kind of like curb appeal, right?
Sure,
when you're driving up to a home, you're looking outside, whether it's a porch or the front exterior. What is the landscaping, the sidewalk, the driveway? Is it all in good condition? With a farm, quite often you're driving up through it, and there's going to be some paddocks. If the fencing is coming down, if it's broken, depending upon your livestock, if it's wire, if it's there are certain things that are going to really make a difference, and that's a big cost. We've been doing it. We've been replacing fence boards, and we're fencing in an arena right now. It is not inexpensive, and that is going to go into somebody's decision as to what they want to invest in.
I was in Montana a couple months ago.
How was that? I've always wanted to go
awesome. There was this large ranch that it was Rock Creek Ranch, I believe is what it was called, and it had everything you would want on it. So like we went there with YPO. It's a networking organization, and we had like 50 couples go, and we did fly fishing, clay shooting, rifle shooting, like all of this was on the property. It was pretty cool.
You didn't have to leave.
You didn't have to leave. They had it all. And they had just put up new fencing. And I was like, just tell me, what does this cost? They're like, oh, well, just the lumber alone was $1.4 million. And that didn't include the time put
the labor. Can you do it yourself? Do you have to hire it out?
And so that's nuts.
Fencing is huge. I think that's huge. The way that the land is used, are there any ponds? Is there water on the farm? What condition is that in? Whether, especially for horses, is there a place for them to be housed? So is there a stable? It doesn't have to be the way. But if you have run-in sheds, how safe are they? How well kept are they? Do you have automatic waterers for your water? I mean, the list goes on.
It goes on and on. And but I mean, being able to educate people on that. Like, hey, here's all the things you're going to have to invest in if you want to get it up to speed, right? So
and what can convey, because that's always a huge thing too. When somebody's walking into a farm, having certain things convey with a farm is way more important than a single family residence.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I've been up to your office, love the setup, love the vibe, which is why we all fit together well. But I mean, all women team, you guys just dominate your market. Like, tell me about the team, the background, the basis, all women team, strategy behind that.
Well, there wasn't a strategy. It just kind of happened. There was definitely nothing planned with that. It just organically happened, and maybe that's why we feel like it's even more special. A lot of the team members I've known for many, many years. And I just have always felt like in real estate, you can always teach people real estate, but you can't teach people to care. You can't teach people to communicate, always the way that you would hope that they would, right? And just the way that they treat people. So fortunately, we have just the most amazing people, and that has made a huge difference, especially for an all-women team. It is complete support. And I have people ask me that all the time. There is no drama on our team. There's just no place for it.
It's a very positive atmosphere when we're up there. Like you said, there's nothing. There's no drama.
There's no drama because everybody has their own goals. Everybody has, what they're trying to accomplish, and we're just all here to support it. The way the team is structured, we have a lot of support personnel, so it really helps our agents to be in front of their clients and do the best, what they do best, right? But almost everybody on the team's a mom. We have a grandmother on the team now.
Nice.
And so, we're just so entrenched in the community because we are so involved with our families, right? So I think that has just been a huge benefit to our clients. Our network is just really, we couldn't do what we do without our network. Like our third party, our contractors, our vendors, the people that we work with really do help set us apart, and we value those relationships. But we just have so much we can offer our clients because of that, not even just for their home, but once they get into the community, just really, talking to them about the different sports programs that are available, or, where everyone's spending their extracurricular activities. I mean, there's just so much that we can do.
So do you guys recruit other agents, or does it all kind of come through like kind of friends of friends through the network? Because I will say, like, when I went up there, it was like, these are the cool people I want to hang out with. And so, but I'm sure people kind of come to you and say, hey, how do I be a part of this?
Well, we would love that. Once or twice throughout the last couple of years, where the business was just growing so much that we didn't want to compromise the service. So we needed to bring on additional agents to be able to help with that, because you just don't want to say no, but you also don't want to do a poor job. You don't want to do something less than somebody's expecting. So we have brought on a couple agents, but almost all of it has been word of mouth. It's been relationships that we've had or agents that we've worked very closely with. So we've been really lucky like that.
You started horseback riding, I believe, at age 4. Is
Yes.
that right? Okay. So like, what have you learned, like the horseback life and real estate agent? Like, what lessons do you learn in horseback riding? Now, I'm assuming you're taking care of horses super early in the mornings. Like, what are those qualities you've learned over the years?
Yeah, dedication for sure, patience.
Yeah.
And I'm not a very naturally patient person. I love to go, and I'm ready to do things and, want to get results. And you can't do that with horses. It's, you have to be patient. You have to be on their time. But I think patience is a huge one. It is a dedication, right? It's a lifestyle. It's something that you choose to do, especially if they're on your property. I've always boarded my horses before, which I've relied heavily on my trainers and farm owners and had amazing relationships with them. It is so different to have them on your own property because, they do rely on you and you have to be there and you have to take care of them certain times of the day. Discipline, absolutely. I think in business, discipline, focus, I think all of those things go hand in hand. But I think what I love most about the horses and the relationships is just, it's such a safe space. They're so gentle. They probably give more than you deserve. know.
And then, like, when you have one on property, I mean, do you ride a horse every day, a few times a week? Like, how often are you riding the horse?
Yeah, so they're all different. So we have 4 competition horses.
Oh, wow.
So I used to do hunter jumper. I've done English my whole life for the most part. My youngest son has converted me over to the cow sorting world.
Okay, nice.
And now we're kind of trying to learn a little bit about team penning too.
Yeah.
So I've traded in all of my English stuff for my cowgirl boots and this, that, and the other. So when we go to competitions, they have to have days off after. It's very intense. So, you know, if we're competing on a Saturday, we don't even start to ride till Wednesday usually. Okay. We have trail horses on the farm, so we can, you know, ride them a little bit more leisurely, a little bit more often. We have a couple retired horses. They're just living their best life. So it just kind of depends on who they are, their age, what they do.
Nice. And then the farm, so are you living on the farm and then renting out certain spaces of the farm for weddings? Is that what, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So we are living on the farm now, and we do have the venue space there.
Yeah.
So the venue and obviously like the space around it is rented out. So we usually do a couple events a month. Cool. And then we've done vendor fairs. We've had over 1,000 people on the farm, over 100 vendors. That's fun because I can just go outside and shop.
Love it.
We've done a client day on the farm, which was awesome, and we intend to do that more in the future. And it's just a really beautiful, like positive, friendly, just peaceful space, but it's close to town.
It's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of people around here looking for good wedding venues.
Yeah.
You know, so is there a website for the farm?
There is, yes. It's called revetonefarm.com.
Nice.
So
and then
check it out.
How many weddings have you done to date?
Oh my gosh. Well, that's a really good question. I should know the answer
more than
to
one.
That. Oh,
like
my gosh,
a lot of them.
A lot.
Oh, wow. I mean, like, so this is the spot. In Fredericksburg. I mean, basically.
We'd love for it to be. There's definitely a lot of beautiful venues, and everything kind of has its own niche. Yeah. So we're very much that barn venue, but it's beautiful. So you can have it as sophisticated as you want. You could have it as shabby chic or laid back. So it's really beautiful. We've done a lot.
So we've been playing around with these new little sections. We got a rapid fire section, and we have the this or that. So we'll go rapid fire first. Favorite horse breed?
Quarter horse.
Okay. One word your team would use to describe you?
Energetic.
What's your go-to motivational quote?
I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me.
Cool. What's the most rewarding part of your job?
Helping people through a really emotional sale.
And what's one thing on your bucket list?
I would say I'd love to go to like the Fort Worth Rodeo one year.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So that's because that in Houston, right?
Yeah.
So, because we have a Houston office. And, JW down there, he's from Houston, and he talks about the rodeo every year. Yeah. And it goes on for months and months and months.
Right, I know.
I mean, like, and we're just getting videos all the time, and all of our clients down there. So we have some inside information, some connections. We'll get you involved with that.
Yeah, I'll be reaching out.
I love it. All right, this or that, text or emails for client communication?
Text.
I love text too.
Yeah.
Fixer upper or move-in ready?
Fixer upper.
Virtual tour or in-person showing?
In person all day long.
And one of the things on that, you actually been on the news quite a bit because a lot of people have been doing land scams, and we always talk about if you can't get in touch with someone in person, it's a little red flag, and you do a little verification.
Oh yeah,
right?
You got to do some digging now and just really make sure that you are talking to the person that you think that you're talking to.
Yeah.
I think that the virtual showings have such a great space, and we've really utilized them over the years. But if I have to choose one or the other, I would always rather to go in person.
Absolutely. Client referrals or digital marketing leads?
Client referrals.
And early morning property tours or late evening client meetings?
Early morning property tours.
I like it. Okay. Now, are you an early morning person with a horse? You have to be, right?
Yeah, even before them. Because I was a mom. Yeah. So that made me start getting up really early. So I've been working out like 5:30, 6 a.m. for years and years.
Very impressive.
Well, at first that was the only time because in real estate, once your day starts, you don't know where it's going.
Sure.
And with my boys, they were 5 years apart. So for 15 years, we had lots and lots of sports, after school. And that's always been my main priority. So to fit everything in, first thing in the morning was the only option.
It really is. I've tried. I tried for a little bit. I did some lunch working out. It didn't really work.
Yeah, but
There's
you're
always
a guy.
something.
You can also get in the shower.
Yeah, and even the shower, like you come back and you're still sweating. It's not an ideal situation.
No.
But yeah, I do mornings still.
Yeah, mornings for me. Like,
do you do them at home or at a gym?
Yeah. Well, I had done a gym for years, right? And then when the whole COVID thing happened, I was super lucky that once we could all do it, my trainer started going to a local park. Okay. And so we all started working out outside. Yeah. And so we did that, and then we just kept with that because it was we had such a close group. So we did that for years. And then school got back in, and all the things started happening. So, I would still do that sometimes, but then I kind of started doing Peloton too. Yeah. And I could keep my same schedule, but so I've been doing both.
Well, great. So for people out there to want to find you, whether work for you or work with you, what's the best way to find you?
Sure. So porchandstable.com. We're also on all the socials. We're there as Amy Cherry Taylor and Associates. So you can look us up there, or each of our team members. We're right here in Fredericksburg. We do the whole greater Fredericksburg region. So there's like 5 or 6 surrounding counties that we do. So it's actually quite a large radius that we go to.
Well, thank you so much for driving down here. I'm glad you got to come in the city for a little bit.
I love it. I love it. Like I told you, I went to George Mason. So I love being up here.
Well, it was great seeing you.
Thanks for having me.